Without a doubt, Gistlovers Africa is the headquarters of violence in Nigeria. And trust me, whatever Gistlover he or she, as you can see the logo here, decides to get involved in is always stirring controversies. Hello everyone, you're welcome to my channel. If you're new here, you're welcome. If you're an existing viewer, you're also very much welcome. If you're blogging, especially in the Nigerian space, and you do not know Gistlover, or if you like to keep abreast with trends, topics, and discussions, especially as it has to do with human relations, of course you're familiar with Gistlover. And when Gistlover now decided to delve into the Ooni of Ife's marital issues, then you know, of course, there was going to be a lot of rocking the boat. Now, when Gistlover came out some days ago, it took me a while to actually assimilate this. And when I did, I just had to do, to render my own tiny opinion and do my analysis as much as I think I should. Okay, so Gistlover came out, and when it came, it stirred the whole place. And from that point, it's been quite messy, I must say, with back and forth about the involvement of a known blogger who is based in the UK called Abike Jagaban. Abike Jagaban has been in the blogging space for so many years for different reasons at different points in time. Now, I'm going to read what Gistlover said about her. Then we have a bit of discussion around it. The first thing there was hello teetubetv. I've been seeing a lot of cut and join stories about the Ooni and his estranged wife, and some said na money cause fights, some say na 1 billion naira project cause fights, some say na because Ooni slept with Naomi's mother. A lot of cut and join gist out there. Make all of una get out oh. That's why I don't jump on gist. If I no know the gist, I rather shut up than cooking stuff up. So this is just like the starter, when you're having a course meal. This is just like the starter, and yeah, let's get into the main gist now. Now, this is what really happened in the Ooni of Ife's palace. Who remembered when I posted about Ooni of Ife having a relationship with a controversial UK blogger in person of Abike Jagaban, and they were really serious then? The queen finds the king extramarital affairs annoying, and according to her, it's an insult to her and the throne. He should marry them if at all he likes them, but she won't take any disrespect from any side hen, remembering that a video she did while kneeling down and eulogizing the king, and at the same time teasing the king about his side chicks. Well, the matter got messy in the palace as Abike Jagaban goes on and on to tell who cares that Naomi is a small girl and she's not the only wife. Other wives in the palace too ganged up against her because she's the only one the king has been flaunting. She endured all of that until the Queen Ashley saga. The Queen Ashley, who is believed to be deeply rooted in a tradition and knows a lot about the tradition, is said to be the apple of the eyes of the king now. She represents the king for any traditional whatever which the pastor Naomi can't do. The attention started shifting from her and her family because visually all her family stays in the palace with her. The Queen Ashley was everywhere, and that didn't sit well with Naomi and her family because she was supposed to be the king's first wife who gave him an heir to the throne. Although that was not the first issue Queen Naomi and the queen had, because she left the palace sometimes back while pregnant, and the king sent elders to Akure to apologize to her. Hence the name Tadenikawo that the king gave his son when he arrived. The long story short, Queen Naomi too had her faults. She wants to eat her cake and have it. Whoa. So this was the first part of, the long epistle by Gistlover. I'm going to continue from the other part. Oba was sitting in the palace jeje when Queen Naomi carry ministry enter palace. There and then she said the Lord minister to her, say Ooni be him husband and God ordain am. Long story short, everything worked out for them, and they married her traditionally into the Ooni of Ife's palace. Contrary to the fact that she's the only wife, She met some wife at the palace and the king's sisters who are the king's right hand. So knowing all of this and putting your head in it means she's ready for what it takes to stay in the palace. Yes, there were issues of building contracts gone wrong, but the billions being mentioned is a lie. Ooniofife is seriously in debt. Wow. And his real estate brother has been the one funding him for a while, and some lands it snatches in Ife. About sleeping with Naomi's mom, that's a lie. The king family and his sisters were living in the palace, and Queen Naomi and her own sisters are staying in the palace too. Plus her mama and her PA, always going everywhere with her. True, two families will always contradict each other, but that one no be waiting pursue her. The king something, I don't want to mention that word, is giveaway. Now why Sharon and Ashley was almost taking her place as the king's favorite. Recall it was the day after I posted the story about the other queens that she posted a divorce speech on Instagram. As for all these blogs doing whack PR job for the Ooni, Queen Naomi's page was not hacked. She left the palace with her mom and sisters before putting out that speech. Abike Jagaban, the bold side chick, she showed Queen Naomi shege. But now waiting Pastor Mrs. I find she see. I come in peace, so royalty isn't being so. The king had been a wandering something, I don't want to mention the word, right from the days of his first wife. His second wife, Zainab, matter not too shook because now street meets street. Zainab had sugar daddies while married to Ooni too. But Pastor Mrs. wanted the king's attention to himself alone, which is not possible. Igi ewedu oni wo wow. So that is the master of violence itself. In the long Instagram post, you can take your time and read through. It has the first part and it has the second part, where you can read and have understanding of what is going on. Now, since this took place, there's been a lot of tussle and response or reactions from Abike Jagaban to Gistlover. Other posts by Gistlover. Also, if you scroll on Gistlover's page, you will see when he or she was attacking Abike to say she was pulling some posts of commenters and putting them on her own post or whatever. Okay, so now these are two big time bloggers, have at the loggerhead trying to, review on one side, the other side trying to defend whatever has gone wrong. Now, we know that there are always sides to a story. And what we've heard is this side. And for those who really want to hear from Abike Jagaban's side, you can, of course, go to our page and get more informed about our own take about it, which is, she's very bold. She will defend herself and all of that. Now, moving on this podcast, my point is, a king has the power to date anybody he wants to date. Nobody can question the king. Even like Yoruba culture, we say, even if a woman is in her husband's house and the king is interested in her, of course he can besele the woman, so to speak. That's how we say it in Yoruba. He can besele any woman and marry her. All right. So the king is above the normal human being, so to speak. But in this context, if Oba was truly dating Abike Jagaban, it isn't a crime. It isn't a crime. And I feel that if he did not offer invitation to her to come around him, I don't think there will be that level of cordiality. I stand to be corrected. It takes two to tango. They are two adults. So, and in this case, opposite sex. So there's an attraction between them. And we know how it's quite, of course, it's not so easy to penetrate royalty like that, to the point of being a constant visitor, attending events and sitting at the front row. All right. So I do appreciate friendship. Yeah, I do appreciate friendship. I respect people. And if they have that kind of cordiality, did it end there or it went beyond, like Gistlover said? Peradventure is that it's clear that they had something beyond the friendship level, which is fine, right? Now, I think as a man is able to compartmentalize his life to say, okay, this is the main wife, this is the side chick, this is the other queens and everything, right? But how much is too much? Like I always say, how much is too much? If truly, like people were saying different things on comment sections on some videos, that Abike Jagaban has some videos about the Ooni and everything, which is yet, I'm yet to see anything like that really. So could it be made up, or it really happened? So you know how it is when people start talking about video, audio, video, it tends to leak over time. But like I said, I have not seen anything like that. So it could be true, it could not be true. My own point is, one thing we need to learn in all of this is this: no matter how long it takes, the truth will always prevail. The truth will always be revealed. Okay? Now, whatever transpired between Abike Jagaban, olorinaomi, or ooniofife, Queen Naomi is obviously gone. She's done. She's dropped the crown to say, okay, I'm dropping the crown. Whoever wants to wear it, please wear it and enjoy yourself. Okay? So who is the stage set for right now? Is it Queen Ashley, who has been performing the role by the side and who is now getting bolder by the moment? Is it Abike Jagaban, allegedly, who is said to be, she's also based in the UK, right? So time will always tell. Time will always find its way around things, okay? So when this came out, and like I said, you need to go to Gistlover's blog to get yourself updated. It's been so messy. The dragging is not here. His dragging is not here at all. I choose to keep it analytical on my platform. Like I said, I don't have to bring anybody down. We'll work with whatever we see, and yeah, that is what it is. So for now, what I would just advise Kabiesio, our dearest Ooni of Ife, my regard for you is going nowhere. I will always regard you as a paramount ruler in the Yoruba land. As much as possible, we need to now start being very discreet about things around you, Ooni. We need to start doing that. Not everything that happens in the palace should make a sound online. I know it's a lot because these days and time everybody is holding their phone. Even if he's talking in his private chamber, people could put their phone on record, or if he's having personal timing with his family, anybody can take pictures. It's actually a tough time right now, right? So, but there's always a way around things. There's always a way around things. If he says that is who he wants to be with, it's all well and good. But I do not believe in, something going wrong and so messy online that Ooni has been so much talked about online that it's quite unsettling. And some people will say, oh, why did he choose Abike Jagaban of everyone and everything? Anybody can date anybody. Anybody can date anybody, as long as they are not related. And whatever it is that is the center of the attraction is their own business, actually. But now having to say, okay, that's what made Queen Naomi leave the palace, there was a ganging against her, is what I find a bit unsettling, because I believe a husband would try to protect his wife, even if he has 1,000,001 concubines. Was it that the Oba did not protect her enough? Or was it that it was a level of compromise somewhere? Or were there secrets that were unpleasant? Because there was a line I heard that I would not say on my platform about something Oba said about his olorinaomi. I would not say that. For me, it is outrightly tactless and a bit dirty, if I must say, for such utterances to be heard about someone, regardless of maybe the person is an olori or not an olori, honestly. And I just pray, I want to wish it that it's not true, because if it's really true, I can imagine olorinaomi hearing that, she will feel bad. But I don't want to talk about that, honestly. It's too messy, and We just hope that this would end, all of this. But there's one lesson we need to take out of this, in my own opinion, which is you are responsible for whoever you allow into your inner space. I want to repeat that again. You're responsible for the people you allow into your inner space. We can be in the midst of everybody, right? But the people who you allow into your inner chamber, your inner comfort zone, you are 100% responsible for them. So whether they did you well, whether they didn't do you well, whether they're loyal, whether they're disloyal, or whatever it is, you are solely responsible for it. But I know in all of this is a learning curve. And our KBSA cannot stoop low to start debunking every story that keeps coming out. He won't do that. He's the bigger person in all of this. He won't do that. But one thing I know is that if the people, can just be more, maybe just apply some level of tact in discussing this, because KBSC is human also. I'm sure nobody will be happy to have wives divorcing him and leaving him and all of that, especially at the crescendo of his role as the Ooni of Ife, because he's not representing himself alone. He's representing the whole Yoruba race, either home or abroad. So that's my take on this one. So we just hope that if it's true that it's Abike Jagaban that caused the breakup in the marriage, well, time will tell. Olorinaomi knows. Our own Ooni of Ife knows. If not, I just hope that by the time we are starting to dig further, one party is saying this, the other party is saying that, it will just get messier. And if you really, really love peace, if you're a peace-loving person, and you love the throne of Ooni, you love the man Ooni, you won't want this to go on. You just want it to be called off. So if people who are close to Ooni, who mean well for him, can call these parties to please stop opening cans of worms. Because the way I'm seeing it, this story is like season film. It doesn't look like it's going to end very soon. And we need to remember that it's the beginning. Everybody knows. Nobody knows what the end of things like this could be. So what's your opinion in all of this? Please, I beg you, let's keep it constructive as usual. I don't believe in name calling, dragging or pulling down. No. I think we can communicate our thoughts, our ideas and opinions in very constructive manner. The world is mad enough. All right. So we can use our